Hey friends, this is Kate from Kate's Crafting Corner. It is June 13th and I am coming for a not so typical update. I am coming for my Summer of Sports preview video in which I will vlog my way through crafting during sports for the summer. If you've been following my channel for a while, you know that I love soccer, especially in big international tournaments. And also just looking at this, I just noticed the stars on my jersey have fallen off and this little thing has fallen off. This is like an expensive jersey. I paid well over $100 for it, and the fact that it is just falling apart like this is really just unacceptable. Sorry, that was a flare of the dramatic, in case you couldn't tell. Anyways, so I like to vlog my craft progress and then give kind of like game updates and my predictions for the tournament along the way. So I will be doing that again. I know not a bunch of you guys all like that, so don't watch. Don't watch if you don't like it. I will start with kind of a brief update. I didn't bring everything here that I've worked on, and yeah, I just didn't. But I have been doing some crafting. I have actually also been working on my craft room a lot. It's still a big mess, but it is a more manageable big mess. And so I am hoping over the summer I will like finish fixing it up and stuff like that. So, did I actually only bring over 2 projects to show? I think I did. So, it has, I've only been on summer break for 2 weeks, but it has been a busy 2 weeks, like busy. And we got a new AC unit for my room. I thought I dropped something. And I got this new glorious 64-ounce water thing for $20 at Walmart. Highly recommend. I am obsessed with the Starburst cherry flavored sugar-free drink flavorings. So I am definitely consuming way too much red dye number whatever. I don't care. It gets me to drink water. And so yeah, it is what it is. I will drink about 2 of these a day. So yeah, I am loving that. And $20, you can't really beat that price. Okay, so I guess the only 2 projects I brought over to share with you guys is my progress on this stitch along I was doing, the Ever After Sal. I have not stayed caught up, but I have been working on the borders. So I've done a lot of borders, and I did do the first week. Only 2 more weeks have been released. So I am working on right here will be the second to the last one, and then there will be a big border down here that goes across the whole left. So I think I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 7 more borders to do. And the reason I am doing the borders is it's a stupid reason, but I am using Pattern Markup RXP. It's a marking up program that keeps track of your stitch count, and because this was only released in parts, it's just, I'm doing it because it's keeping track of my stitch numbers and adding in the additional for each week, because that's not in the pattern that I'm marking off, just makes it harder to keep track of challenges. So after I did the first week and realized I have to add 310 every time to my calculator in my head, I was like, yeah, no, we're not going to do that for the next couple of weeks. We're going to finish our borders, and then we will go back and do those and hopefully catch up. So that's what's been going on, and I've been stitching pretty much exclusively on this for a while now. I did also start the Arctic Stop falling down. Jeez Louise. The Arctic Animals. I did not realize that the second part would be released also in June. So I was not prepared for that. I mean, I guess the first part was released the last week of May, but I was not prepared for a release so soon. So, we are not caught up on that. Anyway, so the other thing I brought over to show you guys is, these fun little mini, like, you add the quilt pieces as you go. I'll show it over here. But, like, isn't that so cute? So what I've been doing is I'll make a Battenberg square with the scrap yarn. Sorry, I dropped that. Don't want the dogs to get to it. I'll make a Battenberg square, which is 3 rounds. And essentially this join as you go pattern is just 2 rounds of a Battenberg square, but you like join it as you go, and it's so cute. And so, like, to give you a size idea, these two are the same ones. So, essentially you can fit 4 Battenberg squares on this 9 patch. So, I just think this is so cute and adorable, and I love it. So, yeah, I have it in this just gallon bag with some scraps in it. However, I found a clear plastic container that I will be transferring this into as part of my, like, reorganization situation. So, before we get into the sports, there is a make-along, that's knitting, that came out, and the first part came out today, and it's called a this or that make-along. And so, to begin with, there are 2 options. You can do a wrap, or you can do a shawl. And because I could not decide between the 2, I bought both patterns. So then the first part came out today, and I looked at it, and I'm glad I bought 2 patterns because I plan on making 2, one in the shawl and one in the wrap. So I spent a lot of today, like a couple hours or something, going through my hand-dyed yarns, and I am so bad at picking colors, you guys. Like, this was torture. This was torture. I'm not creative in this way. But I decided on this as my first one. So you are supposed to have colors A and B highly contrast, and then color C could match either of them, or could be the same as either of them, or it could be its own thing. So this is what I came up with, and this one is gonna be the shawl. That's right, the shawl. So I'm still trying to decide, do I want to do these 2 as color A and B and have this one as color C? Or do I want these 2 as A and B and this one to be C? So in the first part, A and B are going to like do like 2 rows of A, then 2 rows of B, then 2 rows of A, then 2 rows of B, like back and forth like that. So do I want to be striping like these 2, or do I want to be doing these 2? I'm leaning towards this, with this being the contrast. Well, okay, so this is what the direction said. It said that they have to be highly contrasting the first 2 colors, and then the other one could be either contrasting of them or an accent color. Some people are even choosing to use a mini set that fades. So I'm leaning towards this because I do think that they contrast a lot. But these do also contrast a lot. But I'm still leaning towards this. And then the second part that's in this, so okay, so then the first part, you have to choose, are you doing stripes or are you doing dots? So this one I am doing the shawl, and I will actually be doing dots. So one of the colors pops through, I think, towards the other. So then I also have to decide which one is going to be my dominant color and which one and it will be dominant throughout the pattern. So do I want this to be the dominant one, or do I want this to be the dominant one? So many decisions. This or this. Like, so do I want this one to be the one that's popping through, or should this one pop through? I don't know. I honestly don't know. I'm so stressed out about this, you guys. Like, unreasonably stressed out about this. Yeah. So, my husband's apparently getting ready to leave work at 11:16. It's all good. I'm making spaghetti for dinner. So, okay, so that one's gonna be the shawl. Oh, what am I gonna do? Because I don't want to fall behind, because also I'm doing 2 patterns, and also I have like a bajillion plans for crafting during the sports. So we're under a little bit of stress right now, and it's just unnecessary stress that I've put on myself. But okay, so let's go to the wrap. This is actually I had this one planned from the beginning. This was my pick. I was not going to do 2. I was only going to do 1. And this is the one I was going to do. And I was going to decide when the patterns were released if I was going to do the shawl or the wrap. I was not going to do both the shawl and the wrap, even though I bought both. I should have known myself better. But you remember the big stash that my husband got that I never showed you guys, but I just told you about, where every hand-dyed skein was $1? Well, these 3 colors, I was like, this would look really good together, right? Wouldn't this look like a really pretty? It would be like a $3 wrap. I guess I'm going with a wrap that I could be doing. And then I started to wonder, is this not contrasty enough? But maybe it is. But is it? I don't know. So I am for sure doing these 2 colors, and they will be my A and B, and I will be doing stripes for this one, for this pattern, the wrap. So I like a darker color as the dominant color. So I will be doing this with color A. This is the color B. Here's where the dilemma begins. Okay, so this was my OG choice C, right? But then I started to worry that maybe, because there's a lot of gray in there, that maybe it would blend in too much. What do you guys think? Does it blend in too much? Because, okay, now we have 3 choices. So there's choice 1. Then I was like, this could be really pretty with the purples and the hints of green. I mean, that could be pretty, right? Gosh, spark at everything. Okay, so this, it's called Bilbo's Trolls. This is option 2. But then the Slytherin in me was like, come on, girl. We've got grays going. Let's use one of our hoarded greens and make a Slytherin scarf. And this is actually called Slytherin. Okay, so now I need you guys to tell me in the comments below, do we go, leave the following words and tell me what you think. Do we go Emma's, and that's this one. So Emma, let's put you down. Okay, Emma's, Bilbo's, with the, it's not showing the color enough. Bilbo's, or Slytherin. Okay, so I need you guys to tell me, what option do we go with? I need help. I need help. And also tell me, and be honest with me, do you think this is a terrible color combination? I mean, I think it could work, but it could also maybe not work. I don't know. I don't know, you guys. Like I say, picking colors for me is torture. That's why I like to buy kits with everything. That's also why I don't like to do cross stitch where I change colors, because it's torture. It's torture for me. Okay, so which now brings us to the next section of torture. And that's deciding what I'm going to do about crafting during the sports. Okay, because I do not know where my Around the World in 80 Stitches project has gone to. It's hiding. I came across it the other day, but I don't know where it went to. So I also spent another few hours today making my spread for Euro 2024. Woo, which is why we're wearing the Germany jersey, because it's in Germany. And you know, I always root for Germany. And also, it's a lot of my favorite players' last big tournament. And that makes me low-key real sad. So, yeah, there's that. So, Euro 2024. On the first page, I have a list of the participants, which I will be crossing off and saying what stage of the tournament they get eliminated in. Until there is only one. So there are 6 groups, so I went through and I made pages for each of the groups, and I wrote my predictions for who is going to win the group and progress. Here is the tricky part about this tournament. 4 out of the 6 third place teams will progress to the quarterfinals. Round of 16. So choosing which 4 of the third place teams was so hard to do in my predictions, because you have to take into account the other teams that are in that group to see if you think that they'll be able to get any points out of that group. So it was really hard. There are a couple of teams of death. For once, Germany's not in it. And Germany always gets into the team of death, the group of death? Yes, the group of death. But we got a pretty lucky draw this time, so I'm cautiously optimistic that maybe we can win the tournament. Then my beloved Toni Kroos and Manuel Neuer and Thomas Müller will all have won all of the big things. They will all have won a World Cup. They will have won a Euros. They will have won a Champions League, and they can retire having won everything, and that would just be so amazing. Because all 3 of those, this will be their last tournament, and I'm so sad about it. But so, okay. In this group is Germany, Scotland, Hungary, and Switzerland. This is Group A. My prediction for the standings is that Germany will come in first. I think that all 3 of those other teams are beatable. Of course, we like to shoot ourselves in the foot, so we'll see how it goes. But I am hopeful that we can win all 3 of those games and top the group. I am predicting Scotland to come in second place. I do like to watch the Scottish team when I get an opportunity. And tomorrow's match at noon, my time, will be Germany versus Scotland. It is the only Euro match of the day for tomorrow. But I am so nervous. So Germany versus Scotland. I have Germany coming in and Scotland coming in. And then I have both Switzerland and Hungary in 3rd and 4th teams. And I do predict both of them being eliminated. I did not predict Switzerland to come out of one of those as one of the 4 of the 6 third place teams. Just because I needed both Germany and Scotland to beat them. And so if you've lost 2 of the games, there's a chance that you are not necessarily going to progress out of the group, like be one of the 4 of the 6. So that's why I said that. Group B is Spain, Croatia, Italy, and Albania. And this is one of 2 groups of death in this tournament. So I have gone with the highly controversial prediction of Italy coming up top and then Croatia. And that is controversial because a lot of people will say Spain should be ahead of Croatia. But I have a soft spot in my heart for Croatia just because when they didn't win that one year, it was so heartbreaking. And so, like, I have a soft spot for them. And then I put Spain in 3rd. However, I am predicting Spain to come out of this group. So, And then Albania is my guess to bottom the group. And I also wouldn't be surprised if Albania doesn't actually win a game. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Group C is Slovenia, Denmark, Serbia, and England. And this should be a pretty predictable group. So I am predicting England to top the group. Then I'm predicting Denmark, which if Germany tops their group, if Germany tops their group and Denmark comes in second, that would put Germany versus Denmark, which breaks my heart because I do love the Denmark team. Ever since Christian Eriksen collapsed on the field and we all thought he was dying, and then he was not dying, and now he's playing again, and he he played on the same pitch where he had that collapse 3 years later and scored the winning goal. And it's just beautiful. The fact that he can play at this high international level again after that kind of a injury, which I think I tried to put clips of in, but I got copyrighted for that. I mean, how are you supposed to talk about these things and not put any clips in? But I tried to sneak in photos. Anyways, so my prediction is England, Denmark, and Slovenia. And I did predict Slovenia to be one of the 4 third place teams. And with Serbia coming in last place. I do not know what they're barking over. Always barking. Group D, Netherlands, France, Poland, and Austria. This is the other group of death, is it? Kind of. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. This is the other one considered the group of death. Okay. I am predicting France to top the group. They are probably the #1 prediction to win the whole tournament. I'm not predicting that because I have to go with Germany. And if not Germany, I'd like another country besides France to win. I'm tired of France winning. Anyway. So I am predicting France, Netherlands, Poland in 3rd place, but I am predicting Poland to be one of the top 4 and then Austria to be eliminated. But honestly, those bottom 2 could go anyway. And if they don't play up to standards, so could the Netherlands. So it's really, that group is... Okay, Group E. Ukraine, Slovakia, Belgium, and Romania. Belgium is a really, really good team. So I am predicting them to top the group. I am predicting Ukraine to come in 2nd place, which BTW, I just watched an ASMR video that was comparing all of the kits for all of the teams. And Ukraine's 3rd kit is so elegant and nice. Like, I wish that was their 1st kit. It's a white jersey, and then it's got like really subtly on it the map of Ukraine, which I think is like a nice subtle dig. Okay. Very patriotic in my opinion. I love it. I am predicting Slovakia in 3rd place, and I did not predict them to move forward. They are the 2nd of the 2 3rd place teams that I am predicting to be eliminated. In 4th place, I put Romania. Group F. Hey, Amy. Group F is Portugal. Okay, did Czech Republic change their name to Czechia? This is how it's spelled on the Euros website. Czechia. And this is how Turkey is spelled on the Euro website. So, like, did they both change their name? I don't know. Maybe. So, I'm predicting Czechia. Nope, sorry, not there yet. Georgia and then Turkey. So, like, all the fun names all in one group. I think that this will be an easy group for Portugal to come the top of. But then, because the other teams are kind of a bit on par with each other, that's why I'm predicting the 3rd place team to come out of this group. So my order is Portugal, Czechia, and Turkey. Although I wouldn't be surprised if 2 and 3 are reversed. It kind of depends on what Turkish team shows up. Like, are you guys going to get red cards? Are you going to play to what is your potential? Or are you going to flub a tournament like typically happens with them? So I have Georgia in 4th. The same kind of thing with, I think, Romania is they tend to get red cards. What group are, yeah, Romania. So, like, it would not be surprising if Romania has people kicked off. So, you know, it all depends on what team shows up on the day. And from there, we have the group of 16 and then the subsequent rounds. And then I thought there was a third place match, but there isn't. So, what am I going to work on during the Euros? This was a lot of thinking. And I have a couple ideas and I have not decided yet. Do I continue on my SALs, trying to catch up on SALs? Like, this is a substantial amount of time in which I could make some good substantial progress on SALs that I'm behind on, which is a lot of them. So, like, I could continue the borders and then catch up on the weeklies forever after and, like, make some really good progress on that. I've also got, the Arctic animals to catch up on. I have to finish the first month and then do the second month. And luckily they're small enough, but like I still have to do those. I've only ever done the first month of the Anderson Sal from the Clouds Factory. I never even finished the first part of this year's Fox and Rabbit Sal, which I'm really loving, but I'm stitching it on black fabric, which looks gorgeous, but is difficult. Or, alternatively, I could catch up on WhipGo, which I am also an eternity behind on. And some of these are nice mindless things that I could get a quick 1,000 on and switch to another map, not have to spend so much time thinking about anything. I mean, Pedal Pusher Designs is one of the ones that's been called. And, like, some of those I have that are really blocky or they're near to being finished. And I could get 1,000 stitches pretty quickly. Same thing with, like, Cottage of the Month or ABCs of Cross Stitch or the Welcome Sal. Like, these are all ones. I also have Token of Love, which is a monochromatic sampler. These are all things that I could potentially finally get taken care of, not to mention the Christmas one that's in there. I mean, I've also got knitting and crochet options, so I'm really not sure what to do, but yeah, I'm just not sure what to do, because the third option is I could work on my German OC, Baltic Sea mandala, because the tournament's taking place in Germany. So this is where I'm at on that. I also had people on Facebook asking me if I was going to watch Copa America. Hey, you guys, knock it off! And I wasn't initially going to because I'm just not really interested. But then I was like, you know what? You have the time. You love the sport. It is the summer of sports. So then I was thinking, if I was watching that, I could work on, and now this might be counterintuitive to some of you, but hang on, sorry, I'm losing stuff. I could work on my London, is it the London one? Yeah, my London Garden chatelaine. Now, my logic behind that is, this is a gift for my third sister. She is also the only sister that was born in America. So, therefore, work on this during the Copa America matches. But because part of the reason I'm thinking of that is then I also have my Paris, no, like this, I think. My Paris Gardens mandala, because the Summer Olympics are in Paris And so I could work on the Paris mandala for that. Which means I will have worked on something for Sisters 2 and 3, which means that during times after games are played, I would need to work on this one, Dressmaker's Daughter by Mirabilia, which will look like this, for sister number 4. That's the only way I can make it fair. Which my parents, my mother, if she ever watches my videos again, would be like, Kate, you're not working on mine. So in the weeks between, which is like 2 weeks, the weeks between the soccer tournaments ending and the Olympics beginning, I would need to work on, come on, you're gonna join together. Oh, Jesus. I would need to work on my, Serengeti mandala for my parents. And then that way, everyone's projects got worked on during the summer. I'm still not sure I want to go that route, though. In part because mandalas the Chatelaines take a lot of, like, mental paying attentionness. And I'm not always good about that during soccer games. So I don't know if I want to work on one of these, or if I want to catch up on Sal's, or if I want to catch up on WIPGOs. So any thoughts about that, please leave it in the comments below, because I honestly do not know what to do. Like, yeah. Anyways. So, So my prediction for the Euros is Germany's gonna win. You let me know what you think I should do. Let me know, Emma or Bilbo or Slytherin. As a reminder, these are the 2 that are already for sure decided upon. Emma, Bilbo. I wish you could see this one better. Anyways, no, rescue it from the dogs. Sorry, they will destroy it. It must be rescued immediately. So let me know that. Let me know who you think's gonna win the Euros, or if you're planning on watching. First game starts tomorrow, Friday. Yeah, tomorrow is Friday. And so, yeah, if you're planning on watching, let me know. And I will be trying to do recaps now that I'm in summer break. Hopefully I'll be able to do that a little bit better. And if you're going to watch Copa America, let me know. I will be cheering on America. This is the one tournament where I wholeheartedly go full on for America. Oh, okay, no. I do that for the Olympics too, for the most part. Yeah. Yes, I do. I do that in the Olympics, and I am so excited to be watching the gymnastics. I love gymnastics. I actually like men's gymnastics more than girls gymnastics to watch. It's just such a show of strength. It's amazing what they can do. I will also be watching some swimming because my husband was a swimmer in high school and he likes to watch that, and then I got into it. So yeah, I'll probably watch that. Every once in a while I like to watch the archery. I'm not really into the running. Oh my gosh, they will not shut up. Yeah, anyways, so that's kind of where my head's at right now. I hope that you'll enjoy the vlog style. I will do a video at the end of each day, and luckily, because the Euros take place, the first game's at 6 a.m., the next game's at 9 a.m., then 12 p.m. I should be able to get vlogs out that same day. So, yeah. Anyway, I hope you all are doing well, and I will chat with you later.